You've been lied to. That V8 rumble you love so much, the one you call soul, the one you swear a Turbo 4 could never replicate, it's not engineering, it's marketing. And by the end of this video, I'm going to prove that the engine you die for is already obsolete, and you're too emotionally attached to admit it. Stick around because I'm not going to let either side off easy. Let's start with the sound, because that's where this whole obsession actually lives. That throaty V8 growl everyone talks about like it's some kind of religious experience, half of it is fake. Automakers pipe synthetic engine noise through your speakers. Ford's done it, BMW's done it. Even some pure V8 muscle cars are layering in a soundtrack you never knew was there. So when you say you love the sound of a V8, what you might actually love is a sound file some engineer designed in a studio. You're not nostalgic for an engine, you're nostalgic for a recording. Now the performance argument, because I know that's coming. A modern Turbo 4, the kind in a Toyota Supra, a Mercedes-AMG A45, even some hot hatches, will out-accelerate plenty of V8 muscle cars from a decade ago. Less weight up front, more efficient torque delivery, cheaper to manufacture, cheaper to maintain. So why do V8AS still exist in 2026? Because car companies know guys like you will pay a premium for nostalgia. That's not an insult, that's their business model and it's working perfectly on you. And before you say, but the experience is different, sure. But be honest about what that experience actually is. It's not lap times, it's not efficiency. It's the feeling of driving something that sounds like your dad's car or the car you had a poster of in your room. That's not a flaw. But stop dressing it up as engineering superiority when it's really just emotion wearing a torque wrench. Now, before the turbo and EV crowd starts celebrating in the comments, you're not innocent either. Most of you couldn't tell a V8 from a V6 in a blind test if your life depended on it, but you'll talk about efficiency and real engineering like you've got a dyno in your garage. You don't actually care about the technology any more than they do. You care about being right on the internet. You're doing the exact same thing as the people you're mocking, just with different vocabulary. Here's the part that's really going to upset people on both sides. In 10 years, nobody under 25 buying a car is going to care about this argument at all. Not because they're killing car culture, because they grew up never hearing a V8 in person, the same way most of you never grew up with a carburetor. You're not mourning an engine, you're mourning your own childhood, and you're hiding it inside a 6.2-liter block so it sounds like a technical opinion instead of what it actually is. And look, I'm not saying V8s are pointless. There's genuine engineering in a flat plane crank, in a Hellcat supercharger, in how some of these things manage to pass emissions at all. And Turbo 4s aren't perfect either. Turbo lag, heat soak, shorter lifespan under sustained hard driving. Both sides have a real defensible argument buried somewhere in here. The problem is almost nobody arguing about this online is making that argument. They're defending an identity and calling it a technical opinion. So here's my actual question, and I want an honest answer, not a tribal one. If a V8 and a Turbo 4 made the exact same horsepower, the exact same sound through your speakers, and you couldn't see the badge on the hood, would you actually know which one you were driving? Be honest, most of you wouldn't. Prove me wrong in the comments, and I mean actually prove it, not just tell me I don't get it. See you in the next one.